Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be unveiling my new car to you. It's new to me. It certainly isn't a new car, like as in a brand new car or anything like that. It doesn't replace my M4 and it certainly doesn't replace the Porsche Macan that I've had now for a few months as well. I don't really know why I bought this car initially, but it's kind of making sense to me now that I've had it for at least like a week and I've done a few hundred miles in it. I'm going to go through the car and I'll unveil it to you guys. For me personally, it's a brand that I've never owned before and there was no real aspiration to own such a brand, but now I do. I don't know, I'm kind of surprised myself that I actually bought this. So yeah, let's just show you the car. So this is the little mighty Toyota Yaris that I've picked up. I don't really know where to start with this. I'm not really too familiar with these Toyota Yarises. All I know is that this one is finished off in grey. The previous owner has done some stuff to it to make it look a little bit more sporty there as well. One thing that this car has got going for it is that it is the SR version. So as you can see, there's a badge down here that says SR, which I think really means that it comes with 16-inch alloy wheels, which to be honest I am quite a fan of, and they are Toyota Motorsport, which is always quite nice. Drum brakes in the rear, which look like they're a bit corroded, never mind. But yeah, I have started to like this car. Another thing is that I think the SR comes with like a spoiler, and I think in the 3-door, because most of the ones that you see are 5 doors, and in the 3-door it does look quite nice. I know probably most of my viewers have just left the channel already, but for those of you 1% of you guys that are probably still watching, if you are, then let's just talk a little bit more about this car. This one is a 1.3 engine car with a 5-speed manual gearbox over there, but it is quite nice. I mean, look, you got these kick plates here that say Yaris. You got height adjustable. No, actually no, that's not height adjustable, that's just to remove the backrest for the passenger side. And just generally it is quite a spacious car. And one thing I have noticed is when you close the doors on this, it does make a nice thud sound rather than like a clank, which is quite good. The car, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this as to why I bought it, but yeah, generally for a 2008 model year car, it's not in a bad sort of nick, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that as well. And also, being the SR, you do have I think a slightly different bumper. I'll just start looking more into these Yarises since I've owned it, and you got fog lights as well. So yeah, overall, let me just get back in. I think overall it's quite a surprising little car, to be honest with you. I don't really know where I'm going to be taking this on the channel. Maybe I'll start doing like a new series, like as in, you know, budget buys your first car or something like that, and I'm going to be quite genuine with this car, because not just because I bought it, but I honestly do think that it's quite a nice car. Yeah, I'm just going to get in the car now and I'll talk to you a little bit more about what this car is all about. So inside the little mighty Yaris, I have noticed how spacious it is. I mean, you got cubby boxes there, glove box there, and another one down there, another one there, and another one over there. So it's lots of space. You know, I'm sure you can probably lose quite a few things in this car. So yeah, let's just shut all of this now. I'll leave that one open because I'll go through some paperwork with you guys. And yeah, the owner has updated the infotainment system or the radio or whatnot to this, which is more, it's got a Bluetooth and you've got like a USB thing on it. Yeah, it's got aircon, doesn't work. And the rest of it down here, yeah, you've got obviously a 5-speed gearbox, and you've got this steering wheel which is leather wrapped and it's all in one piece. And over there, if I just start up the car, if I've got the keys with me, so, oh no, that's the Porsche key, damn. Right, the Toyota key is one of these. just start it up. So now that the radio is off, yeah, it's got like a digital display. Zoom in a little bit, I think. It's not too bad. You've got like a rev counter at the top, and you got a speedo, and you got the fuel gauge. This car has done, I believe, if I just switch that over, right, hopefully you guys can see that, it's done 85,700 miles, which for a 2008 car, let's flip this around, try to do this all in one shot really. For a 2008 car, it's not bad miles, because this car's what, 13 odd years old, so it's not a bad mileage car. The condition of this car, there's no rust or rot or anything like that as well, so the condition of this car is pretty decent. And I think what really took me away with this car was that it's quite a low owner car. I think it's 2 owners or something, and the previous owner has had it for 5 years or something like that. He was a right gentleman. This car I purchased through eBay, and I suppose one of the reasons I was, you know, kind of looking to buy like a small Super Mini, I wasn't really sure which one to buy really, and the only reason I was looking to buy one was I want to really enjoy the M4 for weekends. I mean, the Porsche Macan, you know, is great for lugging things around and the family and whatnot, but generally Monday to Friday it's just myself, you know, going to work, and I'm doing quite a serious amount of miles. And what, I'll be quite honest, I couldn't really afford another newish kind of car, whether it's like, you know, another 3 Series or something like that, that's going to be fuel efficient, and I was really looking at getting like a Super Mini. I'm just going to open this door up, get some lighting. So realistically, I think I was kind of looking at something like this, or a Ford Fiesta or a Vauxhall Corsa or something, and when this one came up and I got in contact with the seller, Kevin his name was, like I say, a real nice gent. He explained to me everything about this car before I started bidding on it, and then I put in a bid and I actually won the bid, which that's when it was a bit like, oh my god, I've actually won the bid on the Toyota Yaris. And I suppose I did things right in that, you know, I've kind of set Kevin some money to secure the car, and, you know, then turned up to pick it up like about a week later. And I think what really sold me the car was the amount of paperwork that this car had. I mean, it's a 2008 car. It's been fully serviced from, like I say, main dealers all the way through. Every single MOT he had a copy of. You know, pretty much full service history of about 85,000 miles. It went into a Toyota dealership for the airbag recall, which seems to be quite common on these, and like it got like a green, flying green report on pretty much everything. And the car drives absolutely brilliantly. I mean, I've never owned a Toyota personally, but like my dad has, and most of the things I've noticed with Toyotas is like the build quality, although they are reliable, the build quality is never there, so they always tend to rattle and whatnot. And this being like you know, the smallest possible car, well actually it's not, because they do the IQ and the Aygo, but as a Super Mini I think this car is pretty much well built. And the engine is a 1.3, which will show you the mighty engine in a bit, and it pulls quite good, and the clutch is quite good, and like the gearbox, I mean, it's the slickest gearbox in manual form that I've ever used. You know, it just slots into gear absolutely brilliantly. And what I like about this car is how original it is. Let me just show you something. So it is so original that Kevin has even given me the original radio that came with this car. Let me just get it out the box. Look at that. So this was the original radio that came with the car. It's a sat-nav. This car actually came with sat-nav, and it's a TomTom. So basically, I suppose what you could do is you could take this out, that's the TomTom, and it becomes portable. So yeah, he even had this, but the reason he swapped it out for that Sony unit there, as you can see, looking quite nice there, is that this doesn't have Bluetooth, but that does. And also this TomTom is what, 13-14 years old, and I think he said that at one point he was driving and it took him down a one-way street, so not great, but there we are. If anybody wants that, hit me up if you've got like a Toyota. And again, nice bit of thud. Another thing, it's got a tow bar as well. I think he used to use that as a hitch to take his little trailer about. But yeah, I mean, let me know guys what you think of this Toyota Yaris in this form. Personally, I think the SR looks quite nice because of those 16-inch alloy wheels. It does sit slightly lower compared to like the normal non-SR versions. I'm not going to take it for a drive today. I need to get somewhere, so I'm going to be rushing, but I will do like that kind of a initial first drive and things that I like or not like about this car, which I don't know if there are going to be any. But yeah, I'll do like a full in-depth review of this car. And if you guys are out there looking for a super mini, or you know, like your first car, I can even give you a little bit of I don't know, impressions on this, how this is as a daily for, you know, as a first car I suppose. Yeah, I'm gonna go and pop the bonnet because there's something massive in there, isn't there? Yeah, we'll give it a start up as well. Right, there we are. Another thud on the door. There we are. Yeah, that's the engine. VVTi 1.3. There's a battery over there. Airbox is there. Yeah, the block is there. And I think what I like about this is that it was yeah, it's not detailed or anything. It is as honest as it is. Got a coolant reservoir down there. Everything seems to be okay. You know, the fan kicks in when it should. Got plenty of coolant in there. Hopefully you can see that. There you are. Yeah, that's pretty much the engine. Look at the small the bonnet is as well. That is literally the bonnet. Quite a heavy thing, but there we are. Toyota Yaris SR. Start these things up, I think it's foot on the brake, sorry, foot on the clutch. We used to do autos. And there we are. Kind of revs cleanly. So going forwards with this car, I have got a few things planned. Probably want to put my own touch to it. It does feel a bit like a fish tank in here, so I'm going to probably, you know, kind of darken the windows, have them tinted. I'm probably going to get this car to Toyota, my local dealership, and get them to do like a full health check on this as well. Not that I don't trust, you know, Kevin or the dealership that he's used, but that was earlier on in the year, and I do feel, I think that the brakes might need changing, so there'll be some stuff going on with that. So generally, I think what I'm doing with this car is I'm using it for my commute. Today's a weekend, so I actually went out in my M4 and I really enjoyed the drive on the M4 today, and I really want to you know, really cherish like the M4 and just take that out on the occasions. I don't really want to be using my M4 on a daily basis, and the reason I say that is the M4 is a very nice car. I love that car, and it's a car that I probably don't ever want to get rid of. It's always going to be as part of my, you know, kind of garage. It's a car that I always want to just use on the weekend, and I don't want to do all my commute in that, because then the car becomes quite boring. Whereas something like this fits the bill. You know, my daily commute is around 40 miles, and something like this is just bang on. You know, nobody like causes you any stress driving this car. If anything, like this particular car is probably better than what I expected it to be from a condition point. So if someone dings this, I'd be a bit hurt, because it's already in quite a good nick. Something for this price point, sub £2,000, you'd kind of expect it to be a bit battered, but this surprisingly is in a very sort of good condition. And you know, credit where credit's due to its previous owner, because I suppose, you know, they've really looked after it, and I think the service history on this car just spoke for itself, and it drives flawlessly. Like I say, I've never owned a Toyota before personally. My dad's had a few, and when my dad drove it, you know, even he was saying that it's for the mileage, for the age, and for the type of car it is, it drives really well. The clutch is like right on point, the gear slotting, like I say, and the engine is quite sweet. So I'm hoping that this will be a car where if I don't run it into the ground, I'll pass it on to my daughter, who'll start driving soon as well, and she can probably run it into the ground or something like that. But yeah, hence why I'm gonna start this kind of a series where it'll be, you know, the first car, and you know, kind of like driving impressions of it, and you know what to expect from a fuel point through to maintenance, because it is a basic engine. You know, you should be able to sort of maintain it yourself really. So I'm going to be covering all of that good stuff, and like I say, some light modifications to this as well, which will start, you know, in the next sort of vid or whatnot. So yeah, I am going to take this car out for a drive. I'm not going to do it today because I've got to shoot off, but if you are interested in this kind of content, I bet all my subscribers are just going to now just leave. But if you are interested in this and you are new to the channel based on something like this, then yeah, do consider subscribing. Kind of keeps the motivation going. Don't worry, for you guys out there that have been supporting the channel, there is going to be plenty of content on other cars as well. Like the Macan, the M4 is not going anywhere, so there'll be content on that as well. So hopefully guys, if you have found this video informative, enjoyable to whatever extent, then definitely give it a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below, and hopefully guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, bye.